protesting on this Labor Day because the working class is the backbone of American society. By banding together, we have accomplished great things, and we can accomplish anything that we think we can. And unfortunately, our current administration seems more likely to give benefits to those that already have way too much and are hoarding more than they need.
What does Labor Day mean to you?
Labor Day to me means, just honestly, like you said, it celebrates the working man. It just means for the people that's working, the people that's out here getting it, people that's going out every day to get it, it's their day for them to, take heed to themselves, relax, yeah.
How do you typically celebrate Labor Day?
Just if I'm not working, I'm relaxing.
Now, has the meaning of Labor Day changed over time for you? Do you think this country, our administration, is celebrating and appreciative of the working class in this country?
As of right now, I feel like yeah and no. I feel like it has changed for me. Being a kid and celebrating Labor Day was totally different. It was just a cookout. But now that I'm a working person, then celebrating Labor Day for me is just, like I said, relaxing. And I feel like with the economy and everything changing, I feel like it has changed a lot.
For the better or worse?
That's a good question. Probably for the better. I say for the better. I feel like we're doing a little bit better as far as the economy when it comes to working.
Labor Day means to me it's my birthday. Today is my birthday, so I'm celebrating my birthday and Labor Day. It's federal holiday, so everybody is out enjoying their own family, having fun, celebrating that with other people and family too. And this is a good time for getting away from work, from stress, and looking back and trying to look at the city right now. I have seen a lot of improvement, especially when we went to Union Station today. So we are about to go to Baltimore, but there is no available train. So we went to MGM, and we found out that everything is fine. The weather is fine. People are enjoying, and look at the environment. It's so clean. And I have seen also the military over there in the circle, and they're fine. I think it's great that they're around. We see a lot of people, like it's not so clean, but nowadays it's so clean, especially in Union Station. Oh my goodness, it's totally clean.
It's the day off, Yeah.
Okay, how do you typically celebrate Labor Day?
You just go out and do something. Today it's skating. That's about it. Yeah.
Okay. Has the meaning of Labor Day changed over time for you? And if so, how?
I mean, not too much. I just got out of school and everything, so obviously before it was like take a break from school. It's kind of that start of the semester, but now it's kind of taken off from work. And, yeah.
And you work, right?
I do, yeah.
Okay, where do you work?
I'm a barista.
What's one thing you appreciate about the labor force in D.C. and in the nation?
In D.C., look around you, you got like a strong economy, you got people that are supporting each other actively, and I think that translates to the community too. You see a lot of that, especially downtown. Yeah.
What's a job you admire and why?
I think a job that I admire is definitely like air traffic control. There's a lot of stress, not a lot of recognition. They kind of help maintain travel everywhere.
If you could send a message to all American workers, what would it be?
Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
The promise of a good job and working hard in order to be successful has become more and more hollow as the years have gone on. You may not be able to tell it under my helmet, but I'm actually not that old, and I've been able to see, even in my lifetime, exactly how things have gone severely down. You used to be able to work any job, own a home, have a family, have a car, maybe vacation once a year. That's become a pipe dream to these later generations.
I interviewed a couple of younger people who seem to, and some older people who say that they're happy with the economy. The economy works for them, and they support the National Guard here. What are they missing that you're not?
They're missing the fact that having military police patrolling the streets is a sign of a totalitarian regime of fascism on the rise, that a suspension of due process has only happened once in our entire history, and that was during the Civil War when our nation was literally split in half. And the loss of due process as a right is truly barbaric, because if you have no way to prove that you are innocent, then there is no difference between criminals and the innocent. There is a great author, Terry Pratchett, who said that he hated the line, "The innocent have nothing to fear," because the innocent have everything to fear, especially by those who say stupid things like "the innocent have nothing to fear."
Labor Day, if I'm being completely honest, means end of summer, long weekend, back in the day, cookouts, and I was just telling my boyfriend, like, we need community. Like, we don't have community anymore. Like, there are no cookouts. Where are the adults now? I grew up in a house where my mom was always hosting, and, you know, so I know there's a deeper meaning to Labor Day, but I'm not really quite sure on it. But yeah, that's what Labor Day means, just a wrap to summer.
You know, it has certainly changed over the years, but what I think of today is, you know, celebrating our you know, our ability to work and love the work that we do. I think to celebrate the work that we do. I'm in the helping people profession. I'm an occupational therapist, so I'm constantly. My goal is to help people in their activities of daily living, and I cherish the work I do, and I value the work that people do all over this country and all over the world.
The workforce in DC is always doing their best. They have tried their best, and they are working within the limits that they have. The workforce across the nation, everyone is trying to make this country work. They're trying to work, they're trying to do everything they can, help their neighbors, and be responsible, but when they're kneecapped at every single opportunity, then it breaks the illusion. It breaks the American dream, because that's what we wanted, that's what we fought for. We had two entire world wars to try and stop the spread of fascism and dictators, and here we are welcoming them with open arms.
It does make me think back to whenever it was first brought about due to the workers, the construction workers, the railroad workers, and all of that back then. It's a day to honor them, think about them, and what all they're doing and their struggles and their efforts for better pay and so forth.
If you could send a message to all American workers, what would it be?
Appreciate your fellow men and women, and don't think because they're working in a career field or a job that you wouldn't want to do, that they shouldn't be held up to a good standard as well as you.
Now, just to delve into our current administration, do you think that the current administration is doing their part to honor the working man?
Not at all.
Unfortunately, I got laid off due to Trump America, so I am not working. So this Labor Day weekend, it's not really a weekend I could enjoy because I'm stressing, I'm job hunting. But yeah, I want to bring back cookouts and get together in community.
What is one thing you appreciate about the labor force in DC and the nation?
Well, I appreciate the labor force of the nation are the immigrants. Immigrants make up America. If there wasn't for immigrants, we wouldn't survive. We need it. We need all the immigrants. So, this whole DC takeover, I'm not really happy with that.
Do you think this administration has the working man and woman in mind, and what does the future look like under this administration's leadership?
No, this administration does not have the working woman or man in mind. We can see that in the cuts that's happening, closing down the Department of Education, the cuts to NIH. He cares about his billionaire friends. The working force is not a concern, and unfortunately, the black women have been impacted the most by all the cuts.
But I have great hopes that that our workforce will, thrive and continue and, in a positive way.
All right. What's a job you admire and why? An American job.
An American job.
If there is such a thing anymore.
There is such a thing. In all honesty, garbage men. They get a bum deal. They actually don't make that much, and yet they're the ones that keep society working. Philadelphia recently had a strike with all of their garbage men, and now their streets are flooded with garbage. We look down on them. We do everything but spit on them, seeing them as the lowest of the low. Anyone could do that job, yet they're the only ones doing that job. And without them, all of society falls apart. Everything that we've built. But also farm workers and immigrants as well.
If you could send a message to the American workforce, what would it be?
Solidarity. When we stand together and when we stand in public places, you don't need to be as flamboyant as I am. But when you show that you are willing to stand up, you'll see that you're not as powerless as you seem.
Really, for me, Labor Day is just a time when I can reflect on, how this country is going and what it is we need to make progress. And I think it just starts with everybody within the inside, how we're processing what's going on this Labor Day and what it means to, the state of the nation right now. And I just talked to someone actually I know, and they mentioned how workers are, some of them being laid off, and some of them, and it's really tough for them, right? Families and whatnot. And I think this is a day of refuge. This is a day to rewind and say, okay, what does that look like for me moving forward? I don't feel like the working man is valued and honored, and that is obviously reflected. So maybe that path, which once was kind of like the meat and potatoes of this country, we're moving and evolving to a different place. So celebrate it? No. Appreciate it maybe by family, appreciate it maybe by some friends and whatnot. Yeah. So I wouldn't say they're celebrating.
What's a job you admire and why?
The job I have now. But also not only my job, I admire construction workers. Without them, it would be no buildings, no property. I admire, who else? Everybody in the government, the congressmen, the congresswomen. Without them, it would be no bills getting passed, no bills not getting passed. Basically those people.
If you could send a message to all American workers, what would it be?
Keep going. Don't give up. I know it's a little bit hard out here with the economy and everything going on and our president and everything like that. Don't give up.
The workforce here, I think they're very efficient. Yep.
Okay. And what's a job you admire and why?
I am a teacher, and I like to be a teacher, and I like to teach. To inculcate to the young minds of the children how to appreciate the the going on nowadays, the new administration, and I think we have to what do you call that? Go on with this.
Okay. If you could send a message to all American workers, what would it be?
I mean, try to go forward, appreciate the new administration, work do always the right thing, and enjoy it.
When Trump hears things he doesn't like, he fires the people who tell them the things that he doesn't like until he finds someone that steps in line. And that is not the way our government should run. That is not the way society should run, nor is that the way that science should run, especially with RFK Jr. and his firing of so many different people researching many wonderful, wonderful things. But because their science doesn't fit with his agenda and his alignment, they lose everything.
It shouldn't just be one day that they are being celebrated. It should be every day, especially teachers. Teachers ain't special. Especially teachers, they need to be celebrated. I'm a teacher's aide, but they need to be celebrated because I have worked with so many teachers that I had to make them eat because they weren't there doing other people's jobs. Their mother, their teacher, mother, spouse, supporter, they help out each other. A lot of people that's teachers don't go home to their spouse until 7 p.m. or to their children 7 p.m. So I think it should be just one day. It should be every day, celebrate every day.
A lot of things I appreciate about the labor force in DC is because they show up overall. I mean, that's pretty tough. I mean, like in spite of what conditions, in spite of what's coming down the pike, I see them like as they're transiting on the way to work, local stores and whatnot. We'll just have a talk, small talk and stuff. But you can sense that they're persevering, they're resilient, and they're mostly, if they can stay in this energy of gratitude, I think things can shape up and work a lot better.
I admire the farmers, they feed us. I admire all the jobs that the immigrants take that us entitled Americans don't want to have.
Any advice? If you could send a message to all American workers, what would it be?
Let's just keep hope alive and please go out and vote. Midterms. All the voting you can do, that's what matters. So yeah, let's keep hope alive because, we have another 3 years of this administration.
What this administration putting forward is patently clear. It's all been written down in a mandate for leadership, also known as Project 2025. They're following it in lockstep, and anybody who doesn't know that is incredibly blind to what's going on. What is being done is not nearly enough, and if nothing changes in 3 years, things are going to be even worse than they are.